Hello friends, welcome or welcome back to a new vlog. If you are new here, hi, my name is Leandra. I am a very proud Duke Law graduate and a big law attorney in New York City. This vlog is going to be a general compilation of all of my routines, just to show you guys a general overview of how I keep a happy work-life balance during different times and days in my life, like days when I'm not so busy, days when I'm really busy working the traditional big law hours, days when I'm traveling for work, etc., etc. I get a lot of questions about my work-life balance, deservedly so because of the job that I work, and I thought it would be very beneficial to make this type of video to show you guys how I adjust my routines, to adjust to all the things that are happening both in my life and most importantly at work, while also still being happy and living a life while working this job. Today I'm going to take you guys through my optimal morning routine. This is the morning routine I do when I have like the perfect work-life balance. Like my hours are not crazy and I can really have that even split between work and life. It's currently 5:50 a.m. I wake up every day of the week at 5 a.m. I've always been an early riser since college, and I have found the benefits of that to be 10, even 100 times more now that I've like started working in big law, because your evenings are just never truly guaranteed in big law. This is applicable more or less depending on what practice group you're in, but just in general, your evenings are very much up to grabs, like for client calls, meetings, emails, team messages, etc., etc. It's more likely that things are going to happen and pop up from late morning and onwards versus these early morning hours where generally people don't expect you to like respond super fast to an email, even if they do send it right now, and you're not going to get a bunch of requests to do things at like 6, 7, 8, even 8 a.m. Because it is really early and there is kind of an understanding that it's early and you're probably like sleeping or whatnot. So it's really important for me to have a very structured morning routine because I can actually take control of these hours. These hours are mine and I can do what I would like to do my self-care, take care of myself, because again, evenings are never guaranteed. So if you are thinking about coming into big law, you're watching this, you're a pre-law student, you're a law student, and you're not a morning person, I would highly recommend that you try it out, especially if you're trying to join those very big and very like quick, fast-paced, predictable practice groups like mergers and acquisition, M&A, or capital markets, where things can get very crazy very fast after that late morning time hits. So right now I've already taken my medication, I've read, I'm dressed for the gym already. I'm just gonna finish getting dressed and then we're gonna head out to the gym in my building and get a workout in. But of course, because this kind of thing has been happening for years, we do it because of True Motion. Motion Plus makes everything you watch look like it was shot on an iPhone. Take my mind and run with you. Dave's been doing this thing now where it tells me my clap.
When it comes to my fitness routine, I try to work out about 4 to 5 times a week. Try being the key word here because my job is very market dependent. So some weeks are better than others. I use the Evolve You app by fitness influencer Chrissy Sella to structure those workouts. And I actually used to really love heavy lifting, but since moving to New York and starting this job, I've switched to more lower intensity based workouts because I think it just fits better for this period of my life because they tend to be quicker and also require less of recovery time and don't really stimulate that deep hunger that I felt when I was strength training all of the time. Right now, I am doing a mix of the Pilates and strength workouts, with Pilates for my upper body and core and strength for my lower body and glutes, so I can do those compound movements that I know that my legs really respond well to. I also try to add in some cardio at the end of my workouts, about 2 to 3 miles, with 2 miles on my lower body days. It's more of like a cool down or a longer cool down, and 3 miles on my upper body days because those don't really take that long. They're quite quick and I have the energy to go for longer. The goal with my fitness routine is to do things that I love love and enjoy, and are also really structured to whatever my goals are at the moment. When I filmed this video, I was about to go on vacation, so my cardio was a little bit higher, but generally what you're seeing here and what you're hearing here is what I would be doing on a consistent basis.
I just like doing it because I love cheesy. If my shower isn't like burning hot, it's just not for me. It's just not for me. But I'm about to move on to my skincare and like body routine. In terms of skincare, I like to keep it as simple as humanly possible. I have hormonal acne, acne-prone skin, sensitive skin, and actually, like, I think it was 2 months ago, I impulsively bought a product that was recommended from TikTok, and it just broke me out, broke my face out, my chest, my arms, and I just thought, let me sit my stupid ass down. Let me sit down, simplify my routine, and stick to what I know works, and stick to dermatologist prescribed medication. And that's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with the heavy hitters, the medication that I get prescribed from my dermatologist. I think it's always best when it comes to skincare to not take your recommendations from the internet, because everybody's skin is different. If you can go to a dermatologist, go to a dermatologist. I actually use Nurx. It's an app and also a website that you can talk to a wide variety of dermatologists in different states, and they will look at your skin based off of like pictures and stuff and prescribe things for you, switch out prescription if it's not working. I really like it because it's quick and it's easy and you can use your insurance. But one of the things that I actually got prescribed to me like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, is a mix of clindamycin and benzoyl peroxide. I think it's called Benzaclin. And I've been using this, yes, for about 2 years. It has been a lot less effective for me over the last couple of months. And I was told by my dermatologist that it would be because your skin gets used to it. And because of that precisely, I have recently reintroduced doxycycline to my just acne care, acne routine. It's a heavy hitter. It is oral. It has kind of a little bit of side effects, or at least the first time I took them in I think it was law school, I had some side effects. Not so much now, but I just have been dealing with a lot more like hormonal cystic acne. Like every single time my period rolls around, my face just absolutely freaks out, and then it clears up, and then it freaks out again. It's a continuous cycle, and honestly the acne breaks out in the exact same spots, which sucks so badly. And I'm actually also an avid pimple popper, unfortunately. The only way I won't pop my pimples if I have no pimples. And even when I do, like, I don't pop my acne, I still end up like scarring, or just it ends up still acting up. So we've got doxycycline. I started taking it again this week, and it should start taking its effect in another 2 weeks or so. For toner, I use this rice toner from It's a Korean skincare. I started using this in college, and I've been using it on and off for the last couple of years since then. And then for moisturizer, I use this La Roche-Posay Double Repair Matte Moisturizer. I think it works for me. I have oily skin, so the matte works. And honestly, I have been thinking about trying just like the regular version of this particular moisturizer, but I'm a little scarred from trying new products on my face, and this works just fine. So I just keep that as that. And that's really basically what my morning skincare routine looks like. Of course, I have sunscreen, and this is the Shiseido Clear Stick. I like it because it doesn't require me to touch my face, because I don't like the feel of sunscreen. And it is very, very easy to apply. It's very effective. Maybe a little pricey, but it does last for quite some time. So that's basically it for my morning skincare. Very easy, very quick, and very simple. For body care, I did show this in an earlier clip, but I've been using the Nivea cocoa butter body lotion for quite some time now. In the winter, when it's colder outside, kind of like right now, I mix it, and currently have mixed it with Vaseline Cocoa Radiant Oil, just for a little bit more hydration on my skin. I have also mixed the discoloration correcting body treatment from Good Molecules. You don't need to mix all of this. Obviously, you can just like put it on your body one by one. I got ADHD, child. I forget. I will forget if it's not mixed, especially this one right here. I've had it for a while. I liked using it, and then I just like it was out of my immediate eyesight, so it was out of mind. So I just decided to just mix everything in one, cut the middleman and just have it in one place. I like using this. I've been using this for quite some time, and it just smells really good, very hydrating, and literally that's it for my body routine.
Grateful, and they pointed out that the Ukraine and the Trump administration have two different. Well, I hear many Ukrainians saying, look, Trump did say he expects Zelensky to keep trying.
So, bottom line here is all individuals were emailed, and at least one of the emails Martin said that every U.S.
This is what the everyday makeup looks like. Very quick, very simple, but still like my skin, but better. I care more about clear skin than I do about like putting makeup on. So as my skin is currently struggling just a little bit, I just try to like spot conceal and things like that. But I think it looks really good. If I have like an in-person meeting, maybe I'll do a little bit more, but generally this is what it looks like. But I just finished taking my vitamins, and I'm about to make what is essentially the first calories that goes into my body every morning. That is the Isopure Clear Protein. I have it in the flavor Mixed Berry, but they have a bunch of other flavors. I had it this morning. I have it every morning, and I just like to prep it the day before. If you've watched my last video, you know I tried to have the mentality of just do it now for everything that I need to get done. So as I'm already in the kitchen, I just like to go ahead and just prep this, have it ready so I don't have to do it tomorrow morning, and just create sort of like a barrier when it comes to, I have ADHD, so any tiny little barrier feels like a very big barrier, and I like to try and ease my routine as much as possible. But as I'm doing that, I did want to talk about my health routine when it comes to what I put in my mouth, what I eat every day to stay lean and fit. I am 5'5" and currently about 133 pounds. I actually used to weigh a lot more, or a little bit more than that during my last year of law school. I graduated law school weighing about 150 to 155 pounds. That last year, child, I was going out, I was eating whatever, I was drinking whatever. I was just constantly overeating and convincing myself that I was not overeating. And even though I was working out exactly the same, I was the same exact intensity, we all know that you cannot outrun train a bad diet, and obviously the pounds kind of piled on. I did use the opportunity during my time studying for the bar to start working on my eating habits and get back to my roots that I had in college, which is to actually use the information that I have, the nutritional information that I have, to eat according to my goals, work on not overeating, not mindless snacking, any and all of those things. And because of that, I ended up losing about 22 pounds, which I've been able to maintain over the last year. I do want to be clear that it's not that I didn't like myself at the bigger weight. Like Megan Thee Stallion says, I look good chubby, I look good slim, I'm gonna look good regardless. That is not a question. I'm not up for debate, nothing of the sort. I just feel a lot better when I am on the slimmer side. And right now I am like kind of playing with the idea of getting down to 130 pounds, but I don't have a particular reason for wanting to do that. So maybe I will do it in like later months, but at the moment I'm just focusing on eating mindfully, which means like respecting my hunger cues, eating when I'm actually hungry, stopping when I'm full. Again, no mindless snacking, no overeating, making sure that I am not bringing things into my apartment that I know I have no control of myself when they're in my eyesight. Just not setting myself up for failure, trying to set myself up for success as much as possible, and prioritizing protein in all of my meals to make sure that I reach my protein goal, which is the minimum is 100 grams a day. Now, I do track my food, not as rigidly as I would if I was in a calorie deficit, like actively trying to lose weight or trying to lose fat, but just enough to get an accurate sense of how much food I'm putting in my body, how it's serving me at the time, and also, most importantly, how much protein I'm getting in my body. I have a handy dandy food scale. This one is from Amazon. You can get a bunch of different ones. There's a lot of variety in food scales. I have one here and also one at my boyfriend's place. Oh, he has his own that I use. It's like the same thing. And this is to really track those big ticket items. Most of the time, because I have been tracking my food for a long time, I can kind of guesstimate pretty accurately what what some foods are and how much a serving size is for each particular food. But when it comes to big ticket items, okay, these are foods that are highly caloric, highly tasty, and their serving size are super small, so it's almost deceiving how much you're actually eating, how many calories you're actually putting in your body. I like to bring out the scale. Things like rice, things like pasta, spreads like butter and Nutella, things like oils, avocado, nuts, those type of items where you can just eat it and the tiniest portion has like 1,000 calories. I like to keep track of those because I have the incentive to just pour the oil. I have the incentive to just put a big goop of the Nutella because it tastes good. And this always kind of just brings it back to reality and makes sure that I'm actually eating the serving size that I think I am eating. I know that tracking gets a bad rap, and this is coming from a girl who had a little stint. You know, we were there during the Tumblr days. We were there, you know, had a little stint in high school, had a little stint in college, things like that. But I do think that there is a way to go about it that can be very healthy and can actually help fix your relationship with food. I tend to think of tracking and just being aware of what you put in your mouth, being aware of your calories, and just all of that, kind of like having a credit card, if you will. Like, some people get a credit card and they act a fool. They act a fool and it ruins their life because they use it willy-nilly, they spent too much, they get into debt, and it just creates problems for them. And then there's other people who get credit cards and they're able to actually maximize their wealth, maximize any goal, financial goal that they have, like maximize going on vacation, airplanes, all of those things. Just make their lives a lot better. Use the credit card as an asset instead of as a hindrance. And that's how I'd like to think of being aware of your calories and tracking them. It's really about knowledge and discipline. So when you have the knowledge of how nutrition works, about how much you need to fuel your body, how all of those processes work, and you have this discipline to do it, it's very easy to meet your goals. When you lack either of those things, it can just spiral. So I do think that some of the worries are obviously very warranted. There are ways to go about tracking your food in a way that is healthy and in a way, like I mentioned earlier, that fixes your relationship with food. Most recently, I've started just seeing or becoming more aware of the fact that a lot of people don't know about nutrition and don't know about nutritional value, don't know how calories work, how they work in their body.
We've tracked Jill's every mouthful, and it's clear that her calorie intake comes not just from what's on her plate, but what's on everyone else's too. And the workout doesn't end when they get home, as they begin the profiterole push-up.
Especially, I spoke about this a little bit on TikTok a while ago when it comes to like obesity rates in the Black community, in Black women. I think it's important to be aware of what it is you're eating. Here in the United States, our serving sizes are huge. We have a very, very big like obesity problem, and I think it's to your benefit to be aware of what it is you're putting into your body, however that benefits you. And what I mean by fixing your relationship with food when it comes to being aware of the calories and what you're putting in your body, nutritional value.
Before filming started, she thought she was eating around 1,300 calories a day, but she was in denial because her daily average was actually a huge 3,106 calories.
A lot of the times, people that I see who are kind of complain about the fitness goals that they have not been able to reach it, like the body goals that they have not been able to reach it. Most of the time, the bad relationship with food stems from the fact that they're eating, not aware of how much they're actually eating, but thinking that they're not eating a lot. And then they feel like they're doing all of this work. They're going to workouts in the morning. They're eating all of these salads, and they just seeing no results. And it just creates a very bad relationship with food. And then you have obviously the other people who may not be completely aware how much damage they're doing to their body by eating very, very little, and they think they're helping their body a lot more than they actually are by eating very, very little. And I think knowledge and discipline helps both people. That said, I eat the way that I eat, and I track the way that I track because I like the way that I look. I love looking this way. I love being hot. I love being a good looking girl, and this is just the way I go about doing that. So if that is not your goal or that's not what you like, that is completely fine. We're completely different people, but that is generally how I go about just like making sure that I stay sexy because I like being sexy. I do.
Today was a typical day in the office, and just like I would any day that I go in office, I ate at work. I actually don't cook about 90% of my meals because my job gives us free food. And this is where having a good knowledge of nutrition and serving sizes and your goals really comes in handy, because although I am not cooking the food, I can go in the cafeteria, look at the options presented to me, and zero in on the ones that are best suited for my goals and guesstimate how much of it I should be having. The company that does serve our office provides nutritional information most of the time, which is really helpful, but I do tend to add maybe 100 calories here and there because I'm not the one cooking the food, and I'm trying to account for extra oils and butters that they're probably using to prepare these meals. Because I don't consider any food to be quote unquote bad, I have had probably everything that's been offered in the cafeteria at some point, just adjusting the serving size based on whatever my goals are at that moment. Also, when I get down to the cafeteria, I try to go for the leanest protein option first so that we can knock out that protein goal, and then I'll fill the rest of my plate up with anything else that I feel like looks delicious. I also tend to guide the cafeteria workers because they are so generous, and they will just fill my plate up to the brim, especially if they think that I'm hungry. When I eat, I always go with the protein first because I know myself and I know that I tend to get fuller faster. That way I am full, I've met my protein goal, and if I'm still hungry, I get to eat everything else on my plate until I am full. I think this has really worked well for me. I've been able to be at this job for almost 2 years now and really maintain my physique and actually look better than ever.
We are home, and I'm so glad today turned out to be what I hoped it would be when I started filming this vlog, because based off of my schedule, I thought it would be like just one of those normal, perfect, very optimal days for me. But like I mentioned, your evenings are never they're really up for grabs. So anything could happen, but I'm glad it didn't happen today. Hallelujah. Thank God. Thank God. This was almost like a 9 to 5 day. And I wish it could be like this all of the time, but it is big law. And if it was a 9 to 5, I wouldn't be getting paid what I'm getting paid. So you win some and you lose some. But perfect day today, not too busy, not too slow. I've basically stopped receiving emails already. Like there's not a lot of traffic going on, at least not a lot of traffic going on in regards to moi. I'll probably have to keep checking in to make sure nothing is directed towards me. Like I get every email on every work stream that I'm on. I have to keep reading them, but from what it's looking like, I think, and I hate to jinx myself, but I think we are okay for the rest of the night. So I'm actually going to just take the opportunity to start winding down, start doing what I need to do to end my night. So we're gonna start my morning routine right this very second. Thank God. I really need to leave.
Nice lunch, guys. Thing with me, kid, I'd be eating lunch like that every day.
It is finally dinner time. I'm about to have my preferred dinner for the last couple of weeks, ever since I got a Ninja Creamy, which is on this corner of my kitchen counter. I just love having these little ice creams, especially the way that I make them. There's a lot of volume. It's high in protein, and it's so tasty. Like I love a sweet treat, and this is just like a meal and a sweet treat all in one, which I absolutely love. So I just actually made them for tomorrow and the day after that, just prepped it really quickly in these little cups right here. So it's the Core Power Elite Protein shake. It's 42 grams of protein. This is my go-to. It's the only protein shake that I drink. It is the tastiest one on the market. Nothing compares to this. I understand that it is a little pricey. I think it's like $4 to $5 a bottle, and that's something that I'm very grateful that my job allows me to do, which is to buy things like this and not like kind of blink an eye at it. And it makes my life a lot easier. It makes it easier to get protein without absolutely hating my life. So I pour like one bottle in each cup, and then I put in 21 grams of honey usually. So I think in like my last video I said I put a tablespoon of honey. It is 21 grams of honey in each, and just stir that up, and that is about it. And usually when it is time to make it, like I'm about to make mine, I just defrosted it for like the last 15 minutes or so. I like to add in Oreos. It's like my favorite. Like if you get this, like the chocolate version, and then you add in Oreos, it is the perfect thing to eat. Perfect sweet treat, everything like that. But there are other add-ins that I like too. There's a fiber one. I think it's like a brownie. It's like 70 calories, a great addition. I sometimes add those too. And for today, because I forgot to actually get Oreos from my work, which is usually where I grab my Oreos from, I actually have these. So it's not too bad. These are True Fruits. It's the strawberries covered in white and milk chocolate. So good. I love these so much, and they're almost in that category for me of things that I cannot have in my house because I will eat it. Like it's so tiny and it's so easy to eat, but I have been able to control myself, so it's back in the household. I'm gonna have about 2 serving sizes of this and put it in my ice cream, mix it in so it can just be like a strawberry, chocolate, vanilla ice cream in total. So I'm actually gonna weigh this. I'm gonna get out my handy dandy scale. I'm gonna actually weigh it, because like I said, it is tiny in the way that it looks, so it's easy to just drop them in. It's easy to eat them as you're sitting there. And the serving size is like 2 to 3 pieces. I would go with 3 pieces if I wasn't weighing it. So I actually go with the grams, the 28 grams as a serving size versus like the actual 2 to 3, because there are various, like a variety of different sizes in here. There are larger pieces, there are smaller pieces. I just like to be exact with these things, again, because it's easier to overeat it. And I am more motivated to overeat it because it is that damn good. So I'm gonna measure out 2 serving sizes of this, about 2 ounces of these, mix these, get them together so we can have a nice little dinner. Put these in the fridge so they can be ready for tomorrow and for the day after tomorrow.
With saffron and salt it well, and serve it full. Now, as much of the food would have gone by, it would be cut back to make more mild doses and cured in a process of fermentation. This dish could last for years and years on end.
And we are all wind down and ready to go to bed. I just finished putting my workout clothes aside for tomorrow. There are a couple of things that I do, I think I mentioned earlier, to help myself, especially when it comes to having ADHD and perceiving any type of obstacle as this gigantic thing that just promotes me procrastinating the things that I actually want to do. One of those things includes prepping my workout clothes the night before, so that just picking out my clothes doesn't become this like overwhelming thing to me for some reason. So I've got those prepped. I also have a couple of things on my bedside table that I like to keep there to again continue to make my routine as easy as possible. Most importantly is my ADHD medication. This morning, as you guys saw, I took it. I have my alarm at 5 a.m. I take it, and I have it on my bedside table because I used to procrastinate taking my medication, even though I knew that if I took it, it would make me stop procrastinating doing things. It's just really like a double-edged type of sword with that. So I just have it right on my bedside table, ready, and all I have to do is roll over, pop it open, and pop one on. I also have a big jug of water, so I stay hydrated right before I go to bed and also throughout the night. I have melatonin prepped and ready. I have sometimes trouble going to sleep, especially around my period when I suffer from period insomnia. So if I feel like I'm giving it a full faith effort to go to sleep and I can't, I'm going to make myself go to bed whether I want to or not. So we have that ready. I have lip balm. My lip balm choice is usually either Aquaphor, and right now I've been using Laneige, and I'm recently trying to incorporate a sleeping mask to force myself to go to sleep. Sometimes I procrastinate going to sleep. So literally shut my eyes to the world, force myself to stop looking, because I've seen enough for the day, I've seen enough for the night, and go to bed. I've been incorporating this. I think it's been super helpful, and that's really all that I do. So I'm just going to go ahead and relax. I have about a 30-minute time frame. I like to be in bed by 10:30 or sleep by 10:30. I'm gonna go ahead and do that because we have another early day tomorrow because it's 5 a.m. every day. Welcome to closing night or pre-closing night, everybody. I have a European deal closing tomorrow at 4 a.m. and I was hoping that this would be a very demure, very reasonable pre-closing day, but it's turning out to be pretty standard in that I have to be up, and I feel like I'm going to be up for quite some time. It is currently 10 p.m. So obviously past the time that I would normally try to be in bed, going to sleep and all of that. And yeah, we have a couple of hours ahead of us. Pre-closing day just consists of making sure that we get all of the closing documents sent to us. We send our closing documents and we sign off on all of the documents that they are correct and that we have met all of the conditions of the deal, of the transaction. That has not happened here tonight. And it needs to happen, and I cannot go to sleep until that happens because I have to review or help review the documents and help fix anything if anything's wrong, and so on and so forth. Technically, because closing is at 4 a.m., we have until 3:50 a.m. to make sure that this happens. I'm really hoping that that is not the case here because I would love to be able to take a nap before closing at 4 a.m. But we will see. But like I said, I cannot go to sleep. My bedroom is looking pretty cozy right now, but I do have some things in place around this time when these things happen to make sure that I am up. If I get too sleepy, that light comes on. If I'm still sleepy, we're going to go into the living room where my desk is. If worst comes to worst and I feel like I do need to take a nap within the next couple of hours, I usually will set an alarm for like every 15 minutes or every 10 minutes so that I can get those quick little cat naps in. And tonight, my boyfriend, he also works corporate, different field, more senior than me, he is also working late tonight, so we will also set up like a time for him to like call me to make sure that I am awake because I cannot go to sleep, especially as the junior on the deal. Cannot go to sleep. Cannot. Very, very much a faux pas. So I'm gonna like settle in, cross our fingers that these docs come, and hopefully we can take a nap before closing at 4 a.m.
Simple. It's just pineapple, sweet wine, and sugar. And since I'm trying to watch my sugar intake, Station 7 for sponsoring this video as we dine like the Emperor.
We've got docs. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. I'm not sleepy. You're sleepy. It is like, what, 2:30? We are waiting on 3 more docs. At this point, I'm like, is it worth going to bed? Is it? Would it even be worth it? But we're waiting on those 3 docs, and I am feeling a little hungry. That's something that I learned when working this job, especially with the irregular hours, the very long hours, is not only does it mess your sleeping schedule, it also messes with your hunger, your eating schedule. It's obviously been hours since I ate dinner, so I'm starting to feel a little bit hungry, but we're going to stay right in this bedroom and not go in that kitchen because I really have no business eating right now. No business. Like, it's so easy with these hours to snack, especially if I'm in the office. If I'm in the office, that's why I don't like to do closings in the office. Like, there's just way too many snacks around. And sometimes when I used to do closings here, I'll just be in the kitchen trying to see what's in the fridge. None of that, because I have no business doing that whatsoever. We're gonna eat normally tomorrow, today, whenever I wake up again. If I'm famished or I'm still up and I feel really, really hungry, or I'm really starting to feel like my full hunger, I will eat. But a little bit of hunger is not gonna kill me. It's not gonna kill me. We're just gonna drink our water and change the vibes in here. Cause this jazz is lovely. But I'm about to sleep. We closed. Yay. Good night. And this is why people say having ADHD is debilitating at times, because my brain was trying to convince me this morning that getting up to put my little protein drink together was just too much. It was just too much, right? Then I remembered that I already prepped it last night, and that is exactly why I do the things that I do exactly the way that I do them. Just prepping myself up for success, because I was really about to not drink that this morning, even though it takes less than a minute to put together. But I digress. Good morning. 'Twas the morning after a very, very long closing night. Things ended and closed at 5:30 in the morning. It is currently 8:10, and I am awake because I have a meeting this morning. This is just how Big Law goes, right? Especially when you have a closing in the middle of the week. Usually my closings have typically fallen on like a Friday, and then that Friday usually is not like too busy, and then it's Saturday and the weekend right afterwards, so you can kind of recoup. But because it's the middle of the week, it's just kind of business as usual, and there is no like shortcuts, or there is no one's going to kind of take into consideration the fact that you stayed up on one deal when you were on another deal, or whatever the case may be. You are in Big Law. It is business as usual. There's probably people who stayed up probably longer than I did last night or this today. It's just business as usual. It's another day, and I have work to do. I have meetings, and I have things like that. So we just gotta kind of push through and adjust the routine accordingly, so that I can recoup the best that I can, so I can do good work and still feel my best. Usually I try to make the day after a closing, especially if it's like a really like long closing like the one we had yesterday, a work from home day. And typically, like I said, it usually falls on a Friday, so the work today is a Wednesday, and it's just gonna have to be what it is. We're staying home today. So this morning is just going to be a mix of like my work from home routine with a slightly late start, or a very late start, because I am pretty tired. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it's 3 hours of sleep. I'm exhausted. I want to stay in my room, in my home. So we are going to be staying here. I am here trying to think about how I can adjust my workout schedule for the rest of the week given this timeline, because Wednesdays are usually my rest days, which works for today because 3 hours of sleep. I don't think I have the energy to work out, and especially not this morning, and I don't know how my evening's gonna go, so I don't want to concretely like set that for myself. But I am also traveling tomorrow morning, and I know I won't be able to work out then, so based off of my schedule, I technically have 2 rest days throughout the week. I have one on Wednesday and I have one on Sunday. So I might just I might take the rest day today, maybe take back-to-back rest days, and then just move my workout so I have one on Sunday instead. I think that might end up being the way to go about this, so that I'm not, working out today to make up for tomorrow, or working out tomorrow when I know I probably won't be able to do so. But yeah, I think today's just gonna go as softly as I can go about today and go about this morning, while doing my work, and also trying to just recoup, because I am tired. I'm tired. I'm tired, child. I'm tired. I'm heating up lunch right now before I have to hop into a meeting that just got placed in my calendar. gave me. But there was no breakfast today outside of my little protein water drink earlier today. Every time I stay up this late for like a deal, or just stay up until the morning for a deal, I'm not hungry when I do wake up, especially if I have to wake up kind of early too. And also, I just felt a little nauseous this morning, probably because of the lack of sleep and because I'm tired. But my hunger just fully kicked in now at lunch, so we're gonna have some food. I actually had the foresight yesterday to grab some food from work, which is usually what I do when I know that I'm going to work from home. Now, I didn't know that for this morning, but I did grab some food anyway because it was so good. I just figured, why not just have like a little bit of it at the house? This is just another example also of what they would offer at work and what I would pick to eat for my goals and whatnot. So we have, that is boneless chicken thigh. We have some shrimp. This is New Orleans barbecue shrimp, like their version of barbecue shrimp. It's super delicious, very flavorful. And then just a combo of some rice and some beans. All of it just looks so good. I had it yesterday for lunch. I almost fell asleep afterwards. And we're going to have it today for lunch. And of course, I do have an array of Diet Cokes in my house too. Can never go wrong with a Diet Coke.
A cozy Christmas and New Year's at home with her family in Akron, as though nothing had gone wrong. In January 2020, she went back to Mount Union, but this time...
Well, I am in bed, okay? Ready to go to sleep. It's like 8. 8. Thankfully, I've had a not so busy day. Like, this is probably the best way I could hope my day would go after yesterday or early this morning. And I just got a ping that a deal might go through tomorrow morning. Meaning all the heavy lifting would have to happen tonight. And I'm just waiting to hear back. And I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers like, Lord, please no. Please no. And it's actually very lucky because I was just about to take a melatonin, 2 melatonins in fact, and knock out. So they would have been fighting my sleep paralysis demon for my attention any minute now. But I'm waiting to hear back on whether or not that's going to be happening. I think I'm going to take the opportunity to read a chapter of my book like I like to do every day, every morning, since I didn't get to do it this morning because I decided to sleep in instead. So hopefully I hear back within the next, actually like 45 minutes would be great.
The voices that kick in every time I get into the airport are telling me that I need a large fry and a mimosa at 5:30 a.m. So of course we've got a bottle of water and something high-ish in protein and still macro friendly. I picked up this Chobani. I would have loved to have a core power like the one that I usually have, but they didn't have it. But we're gonna keep those voices at bay. We're gonna fight them.
As a reminder, all Twin Faces is shared space.
Welcome to Boston, everybody, and to a travel morning, maybe day in my life. I'm currently in Boston for work. I'm attending a career fair, job fair that is being hosted by the Harvard Law Black Law Student Association. I'm here basically like representing my firm to talk about the firm and work and things like that. And their event is actually happening tomorrow, but I flew in today to make it a little bit easier for me to attend the event tomorrow at noon. And I also have another firm event that I'm going to be attending, or hope that I can make it to, Friday tomorrow in the evening. So I just decided to come in today, but Boston is super pretty. It is so pretty. I don't know why I never considered like working here for law. And as soon as I actually booked this trip, I thought of this Boston YouTuber that I used to watch all the time when I was in college, called Maggie McDonald. I don't know if you guys watch her. I used to watch her all the time, so it made me like think of her when I landed. But it's a super pretty place. We are staying at the Newberry Hotel. Gorgeous place. It smells amazing. It gives very, very luxe, and love the room. Very simple, like simple luxury in this space. Like I'm going to enjoy my one night that I am here. But in terms of routine, when it comes to traveling for work, especially like today when the event is happening or the travel is happening in the middle of the work week, it is essential for me to travel as early as possible in the morning or as late as possible in the evening. I always choose the morning because I do wake up early anyway. So it usually means like today I wake up maybe like an hour earlier than I normally would wake up. But one of the main reasons why that's important is when I planned for this trip, or when I signed up for this trip like last week or something like that, I didn't think my Thursday was going to be what it probably is going to end up being in terms of work. Like it looked like it was going to be slow. So I signed up for it. I still booked my flight for early in the morning out of habit, of course. And also because, again, it is the middle of the work week. But as the job entails and as it happens in this field, things change pretty quickly. So literally yesterday, we got word that a deal was going to be launching and pricing today, and we got word at like 7 p.m. So we've been on standby this morning to wait for all the necessary information that we need to make things happen. And the reason why you book the flight as soon as possible is to avoid any gaps in availability. So I can't even imagine being in the middle of a flight once this deal is trying to go through and people are trying to reach me or people are trying to get me to do things and I'm frazzled because, you know, the plane Wi-Fi isn't working, it isn't consistent. You just go as early as possible to avoid any type of issues whatsoever. So it's like 8 a.m. I've flown in, I've landed, I'm in my room. I'm about to actually put some of my clothes, hang some of my clothes up because wrinkles and whatnot, and then start doing some work. I already started on the plane. I'm going to continue that. I got one more assignment as I was checking in, so start on that and then probably order some breakfast. But yeah, routine is a little bit different, but yeah, welcome to Boston.
What is that? Confidence, open your bloodline.
Thank you so much. Breakfast today, perfectly delivered. 2 eggs scrambled, 2 sausages. I don't know if this is like chicken sausage or pork sausage. I'm just gonna assume it's pork sausage because that's usually what is served in like restaurants. So we're just gonna say 2 pork sausages, and there is some hash browns perfectly cut on the side, some toast. This is white. They have butter here and also a cup of coffee. I am most likely just going to focus on the eggs and the sausages and probably stay away from all of the other things unless I'm hungry. But I did have that protein smoothie earlier today, so I don't feel famished. I do feel hungry because this is the time I would normally be eating breakfast or having one of my Fairlife shakes. So that's what we're gonna do. Just focus on protein, and that's also why I picked this breakfast. And usually when I travel, I pick a breakfast like this, as much protein on my plate as possible.
let's go to dinner, for which I am already late for. Actually, but I'm about to go out to eat a lot later than I usually would. It's like 9:15 p.m. at this point. I just was not that hungry, or at least my hunger schedule was pushed back a lot because I had lunch a lot later than I normally would because I was working and I had that latte at lunch, so that caffeine pushed my hunger back. But we are hungry and we're gonna go and have some dinner. This is the outfit: white jeans from PLT. This top is from Lioness, and I think my heels are from Nine West. We're going to the Contessa. It is actually right like a floor above me in this hotel. So I'm gonna like rush upstairs, have some dinner. The good part is I'm late because I was finishing up work that I think is the last work I have to do tonight, and I'm so happy about that. So happy about that. So we can actually go and fully like enjoy dinner. So that's what we're gonna do. Have a nice little dinner. Good morning. We are gonna go get a workout in. Today is my glutes and delts day. I'm a little tired from last night. I'm just tired, I think, in general. I did have to send some stuff out last night, a little bit later than I would have liked. So I'm a little bit tired. So we'll see about any possible substitutions to my workout today. Maybe just a slight decrease in intensity to adjust for the fact that I have kind of a full day ahead of me. Possibly if I decide to go to this event later tonight on top of the Harvard Law, like a Bolsa event today around noon. But I'm still gonna go. It doesn't have to be, not every workout has to be perfect. Not every workout has to be like you're just absolutely dripping in sweat or whatever it may be. It just is more important, honestly, to just show up when you are supposed to be showing up, even if you don't want to show up, and do a little bit. A little bit still counts, and that's what we're gonna try and do today. And I also think because I do usually like a cool down of about 2 to 3 miles on my leg days of walking, I may just go outside and walk so I can see even more of Boston. So just adjusting my routine for the situation that I'm in and the place that I'm in and what I would like to see of Boston. So I need to actually get moving. I have a meeting this morning, so let's start moving. Ready to spend the rest of our morning at Harvard with some lovely students. I just finished getting dressed. I still had a meeting. This morning's actually gone pretty good so far in terms of like this still being like a very active work day for me. But I just finished getting dressed. I'm wearing this blue and white dress. It's actually from Amazon and it looks really good. Do you guys see that? It looks really nice. Not I'm surprised. Like I ordered it and then I just packed it really quickly because I had another outfit. I had like pants and things. I was gonna wear that because it is kind of cold right now, but then I ended up putting this on. It looks cute, so I may just have to suffer a little bit for for the fit, as you do. But this is it, and then my heels, my most worn heels literally ever, also from Amazon. I also had the time, surprisingly, to curl my ends and style my hair. So we're feeling pretty good today. All my things are packed, and I'm gonna go downstairs, check out, get an Uber to the campus, get there a little bit early so that I can just like settle in. But basically, this is like a career fair or a firm fair, and I need to also like read up on the material that my firm sent me for, talking points or just like information about our summer program, our application process, our practice groups, and things of that nature. But yeah, let's go.
That's a great class too. Oh yeah, it's a very good class. It's not a lot of law classes delve into transactional work. Huh? It's demanding. Yeah, just like transactional work. So he's getting you guys prepared.
Just got home from the trip and I'm about to have dinner. I picked this up at the airport while I was waiting for my plane, and it is just, I forget where I got this exactly, but it's saffron rice, some black beans, chicken, some salsa, and I feel like this is like some avocado crema or something of the sort. I also got some kimchi. I think this is kimchi cucumbers from another little stand or place at the airport, and I'm just gonna mix the two together. I'm taking it out of the container and putting it in a separate in a separate plate because there is quite a lot of rice in this, and if I just start eating from this, even if I am full, I will feel the need to finish it, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna separate it, put it on here, what I think I'm going to eat, what I think is going to satiate me. And then if I want more, of course, I will come back for seconds. But that's generally what I like to do when I am being mindful and I get food outside of like my house or outside of like the firm or whatever it may be. Just kind of create a separate space for it, because sometimes, and not even sometimes, when it comes to American portion sizes and takeout, they are quite large, way more than I need or anybody really needs. So it just kind of helps to stop that feeling in your brain that goes like, eat the whole thing right now. So that's what I'm about to do, and then I'm just going to wind down.
Happy Saturday. My weekend was blown up last night. Blown up last night. I got home, decided to take down my hair because I was literally scratching my scalp off with my old sew-in from December. Still looked good. I'm gonna miss it, but it had to go. I scheduled an appointment to get my hair done. Started taking down my hair to get notification that I'm on a deal, and it's tight timeline. I gotta get stuff done quick and out quickly, and just the worst characteristics of a deal ever. So this is going to be a working weekend. What's really funny about this video is when I thought about the concept of this, I was like, I'm gonna have to film for most of March, like a couple of days in March, the entire month, to get you guys a comprehensive look of what my life can look like and my routines can look like, how my work-life balance can look like in any given day. This has been a week. It has been 1 week, and I think that is just a really perfect example of how things can happen here in this field in Big Law, and particularly in the practice group that I am in, which is capital markets. Because when I planned this video, the way my schedule looked like, literally last week, the way my schedule looked like was not what it turned out to be at all. Not what it turned out to be. So yeah, it's a really great example. And this is not to say, when I'm talking about like adjusting my schedule, adjusting my routines and stuff to things that happen at work, this is not to say that it doesn't suck when I have to do it, because I'm trying to balance a couple of things this weekend. I have plans this weekend to do my hair, and to hang out with a friend that I haven't hung out with in almost a month, like just a catch up, hangout. And because of work, I literally woke up early, have had to work a little bit early this morning. I pushed back my hair appointment to
an hour and 30 minutes later. Hopefully I can make it within that hour and 30 minutes later because I'm just so dedicated to getting my hair done today. It's not to say that it doesn't suck, because it does suck. But I have learned, I think basically the hard way, that complaining doesn't really help. Because at the end of the day, the work still needs to get done, and because it's assigned to you, you're the one who has to do it. So you can complain the whole time, not complain the whole time. It doesn't really change the fact that you still have to do the work. And that's why I adopted the just do it right now mentality. That has helped me a ton because things change, and that's just the way that this job goes, and you just gotta adjust. So yeah, my appointment is in 30 minutes. I'm gonna take my laptop, I'm gonna take my charger, I'm obviously gonna take my phone because that's how I'm getting internet, and I think the breeder that I'm going to has internet too. So I will be working there too, because again, I need to get my hair done. I need to get my hair done. So I'm gonna go, and I'm also gonna pack lunch because I don't know if it's anybody else, but for some reason, every time I go to to get my hair braided, I like either eat the worst things and I drink no water. So I'm going to pack a protein shake, my usual. I also found an Errant Quest protein chips. This is not my favorite flavor. I like the nacho style better, but I found this in my cupboard. We're gonna take one of those, and I also have one of these Oikos 000 yogurt that I'm going to take with some, actually, let's add an apple to that. We'll take an apple with that too, just in case. I hope I'm not there long, but again, I did push it back further, and hopefully I don't have to push it back even further. I'm just gonna like run over there. This is not usually how my Saturdays goes. I was gonna show you guys like just a chill weekend, like what a chill Saturday looks like in my life, and I was gonna show you guys what the working Saturday looks like in my life. I guess the working Saturday's first. So yeah, let's go.
Price of a plating a Royal Duchess.
They were moving into their new house, so everything was really cool.
What did John and Katie seem like as a couple?
Good morning, friends. Happy Sunday. Before we get into whatever today's gonna be, let me show you guys the hair because I didn't get time to show you guys. It is literally just boho braids with a Brazilian body wave hair that I found at the beauty supply. I originally wanted straight hair extensions to go in this, but I didn't plan accordingly. Again, the body wave was the only thing I was able to find at the beauty supply store, but we stuck with it, and I think it looks like really nice. I love it, but I also really like it when my hair looks old, so I'm trying to sleep with it both in a protective way, like I put my bonnet on, but I don't like hold it in any specific way because I want it to look old. I like it when my hair looks worn in, especially braids, especially boho braids. I love that. But it's really nice, and I'm going to put where I go to get my braids because I really like that lady, and I think their prices are very, very good. They do great braids. I would highly recommend. But that was what yesterday. We obviously did not end up doing what was originally planned because I was working, and turns out my friend was working also, and that's kind of the positive that comes with having friends that are either also in BigLaw or in other jobs that are very similar when it comes to hours and demand on your time, because it's never a big deal to either cancel plans or push plans to whatever time based on everybody's schedule. We ended up at Medieval Times, which is a place I've always wanted to go, and I did not vlog a lot when I was there because I think I was just like in the moment, literally forgot to pull out my phone, but had such a great time. Got crowned as a lady, so that's Lady Leandra to you. And the food, guys, this is actually the thing that I am upset about not vlogging the most. The food was delicious. I was not expecting that at all. It was actually such great food, very well seasoned. I had the entire tomato soup that they have. It was delicious. About 1/3 of the garlic bread. Gave the other half to my friend, and then I had like half of their half chicken already. Saved the other one for later. and what else? I had like a bite of the potato. Everything was just so well seasoned. And then I had the eclair that they give for dessert at the end, the whole thing. It was absolutely delicious, very protein packed, and I absolutely love to eat with my hands. It was very fun. Would recommend medieval times. A very great place to go. But today is, like I said, it's Sunday. I like to call Sundays my lazy Sundays. They are my dedicated rot time. I think a lot of people sometimes in the comments when they meet me in real life to talk about my productivity. The truth of it is I'm actually an incredibly lazy person. I am an incredibly lazy person. I love to be lazy. I love to lay in bed and do nothing. And the only way that I can be lazy is if I get things done. Really, like and that's sometimes the things that drives me. And one of the ways that I do that is I have scheduled rot days, and those days are Sundays. Sundays we rot. Now, when I'm at my boyfriend's house, is a full rot because I'm not in my environment and I have nothing else to do. I literally stay in his bed the entire time. He brings me food, he brings me water, I watch movies, and that's my entire Sunday. When I'm in my apartment, as I am in today, I have things to do. I like to do my laundry, maybe clean up a little bit, not too bad because I wasn't home for a couple of the days of the week, so it's not too dirty. Just mainly do the laundry and then get prepared for my next week, so I think it's going to be a little bit busy. But yeah, scheduled raw times are super important to me. I can't even stress how important it is to me to be able to just stay in bed and do nothing and just eat and just live and just do what I enjoy. Like, it is chef's kiss. But yeah, that is what we're going to do today. It's early because I want to get everything done. So we're going to get our laundry done. I'm going to take my everything shower. All of it just to rush back into bed so I can stay there for as long as possible and doing nothing for as long as possible. So let's put my hair up and then we're going to get started. We are back in bed. It's only like 1 p.m. It's fabulous, beautiful. Mwah. Number one rule of rot day is no light whatsoever. My blinds are shut and it is looking like it's going to rain outside, which is absolutely perfect. It's the perfect weather for rot days. I actually wish I had blackout curtains because I want it to be absolutely dark in here. But yeah, we're back in bed. I have some popcorn. This is Skinny Pop. I just popped an entire bag, and what I like to add in my popcorn are these like popcorn seasonings. Love the kettle corn one, and sometimes I like to mix the kettle corn one with the ranch one, but I don't have that right now. So we're just gonna go with kettle corn and some Diet Coke in a wine glass because that just tastes better. I'm planning to watch From Dusk Till Dawn, and it's just like on my laptop really messed up right now. Like, this is just disaster waiting to happen. But I'm planning to watch From Dusk Till Dawn to start off my movie watching for the day, and then we're just gonna keep going. I'm gonna stay in this very bed for as long as possible, doing nothing as much of nothing as I can. I did already send some emails earlier today, and it seems like it's going to be the only emails I have to send. Mostly Sundays are my days. Like, I don't usually work on Sundays, other than sometimes a couple of emails I have to send out, but it's never been like really busy, knock on wood. So thank God. Thank God. I can't complain too much about sending an email here or there when I get like so many hours to myself. But yeah, I'm just gonna relax, eat this, drink that, and we're gonna get this day going. Friends, I am sleepy. Broad day is over, and I'm saying goodnight and ending this vlog. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for the entire week. I was very, very pleased, very happy with showing you guys my work-life balance, how I go about going to work and still trying to live my life. And this turned out to be a really good week for it. Like I mentioned earlier, I thought I was going to take the entire month to try and really encompass a general overview of what my days can look like in general, and everything ended up happening in 1 week really quickly, which is a very good example of what I was trying to portray in this video, which is like things change really fast in BigLaw, especially if you are a junior. You're not really in charge of your time. Things can change really fast, and you kind of just have to really work at creating routines that prioritize yourself, crafting those little moments in your day, whether it's at the beginning or at the end or maybe the middle if you're lucky, where you can really be focusing on you and how you just have to learn how to adapt your routines to still center yourself so that this job just does not take over your entire life, because it will if you let it. Great week for that. I think we have a very good week. I'm not going to complain about anything that happened this week, because honestly it could always be worse. It could always be worse, and as long as I get my lazy Sunday, even if it is just a part lazy Sunday, I am a happy girl. So I think we had a fantastic week. We're gonna go do it all over again literally next week. And the cycle will repeat. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful for all the people who always ask me about what my work-life balance is like. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.